Hi guys and girls, welcome back to another video on my channel. It is 6:52 in the morning. I've been awake since I think it was like 3:30, 4 o'clock, and my brother went to bed about 4 o'clock I think today, or this morning I should say. It is Wednesday and it is 17th of January 2018. And we are looking through the Eastenders for Friday, the 12th of January 2018. So I'm just doing a look back. I've got some images here of the episode, just some of the images. Hopefully they don't copyright me for this one, but it shouldn't do because it's just pictures. Oh, just having some hot chocolate. Absolute my favourite. Got one of these little sort of thermos. Keeps it nice and hot. I've had it in there for like about, say, 4 hours already. Alright, so we're just going to do a little bit of a breakdown of the episode for the 12th of January 2018. So let's have a look. Oh yeah, basically they got little ads on here at the moment. I'm actually looking on Daily Motion at the episodes guide and all that, because they have like little episodes. Right, so basically in this episode we had Ben basically on the run from the people who he stole the money from. So basically they did a heist before, I think it was like Christmas. I think actually it was not Christmas. It was, they were starting the heist then, and I think it went through to New Year's Day, and then someone got shot. It turned out that actually Mick Carter got shot, and he only got shot in the arm. It was just a flesh wound, so it was just a flesh wound. We haven't seen his we haven't seen Danny Dyer on EastEnders for a while now, for a good bit. So whether he's probably got problems or something, or he's not doing anything, or he's taking a break for a while. Anyway, so it turned out on this episode for the 12th, Friday, we had Ben looking across the port of Dover. So he's getting ready to go onto the boat because he's taking the money with him, which he's supposed to have stolen from his dad, Phil Mitchell, and now he wants to leave. He has actually he hasn't noticed that Mel's back, but actually technically he does, because he actually had a sort of a look into when she was trying to see what he was doing, see if she could get her car fixed at the car lot, or the Arches, I should say, Phil's Arches, or technically now Ben's Arches because his dad gave it to him. Trying to feel guilty for his father's death, who his father supposed to have been, actually not him, what am I saying, Jay's father. He got the car lot, because Phil gave him the car lot to Jay due to his death of his dad, because he said he killed his father, and this was, I think, just before Christmas. So it's kind of, there's a lot of scenes countering different characters in the show, and it's hard to keep on the show. Then we've got Whitney back. Well, actually we've got Whitney in there, but we've got Tiffany back coming to it, and Whitney's wondering why Tiffany is back and if she's got any problems in the episode. So it turns out there's something going on in the episode. Hang on, let's have a look. Hang on. So basically Tiffany's just made Whitney some breakfast, and then she wanted to do like a sort of a selfie with her, and now Whitney's just about to throw it away, but she's just picked out of the bin a pregnancy test. So she's wondering if she's back because she's pregnant, if Tiffany's back because she's pregnant and all that. And now Tiffany used to be quite a young, small girl, quite a mouthy one. Used to be Bianca's daughter, Still is Bianca's daughter, what am I saying? But she hadn't been in the show for many years. I think she's roughly, I'd say 16, 17, probably 16 at the most. Then we've got the Taylors trying to get the job. She's trying to get her job still. And apparently she's got the Taylor's kids actually got Karen Taylor sort of one of these little gowns to put on. Sort of the like to do with food and stuff, like an apron that says "I'm the boss" on it. So that's for it. And then we've got Ben at the boat docking area, ready to leave, and he's got his little sort of suitcase with him with all the money in, and he's getting ready to leave because he's supposed to be going to, I think, Calais or Dover or something, or he's at Dover. He's supposed to be going to somewhere for his holiday or something. Not holiday, but to leave. Because he's supposed to be leaving in the show for good soon anyway. So they're going to be like literally finished, done with him. Okay, so he's at the moment, he's just turned around and he's noticed that Mel is there. Basically looking around. So obviously she's following him. And then we have the Masoods back as well in full form, and they've just noticed loads of Christmas trees outside, and they believe is it Karen Taylor put them out there. One of the matriarch of the family has put them out there, and they say it's not even ours. And they say, oh, what's these trees you put out the side and stuff, which are not ours. And now that she's trying to deny it's not hers and all that. So, but this is for Friday, because I'm going to go through a couple of them today. I'm going to upload a few episodes of these today. I think, to be honest, for the series, of the new series of EastEnders for 2018, it's looking, I would say it's looking sharp. Not too clear at the moment until we get through to the season and all that. And then apparently they've left, she's left one of these things behind or something, a little sticker or something. On there, so she obviously knows, well, they obviously know it's Karen Taylor's left the trees there. And then she's saying, oh, it's not ours. She said, bye bye then, she goes. And then she's on about the actual neighbours. Right, he's trying to get away now. Oh, Ben is trying to get away at the docking area. So he's basically trying to make sure he doesn't get caught. So he's trying to go round the back of this like sort of little billboard. Now we've got Whitney trying to interrogate Tiffany to see if she's pregnant, trying to say it's not hers then, and saying it's not hers, and say, oh, it's so it looks like she's gonna have to tell old Bex to see if it's Martin's daughter's pregnancy test. Oh, now she's actually said she can't breathe now and all that. Oh, Tiffany, like she's having some sort of a panic attack and all that, just to try and get out of it. Now it's gone back to the scenes with Ben. Now he's noticed he's trying to hide from Mel behind some billboards, like food billboards. And now she's walked past him, and he's just noticed her walking past. So he's going back down the stairs by the looks of it with his suitcase. And he's saying he's changed his mind and stuff and wants to get off. So he's leaving.
Mm?
No, on about Ben.
Oh, yeah.
Now I've got Mr. Masood in the Laundrette. Trying to talk through with his plans with Mr. Papadopoulos. I know Karen said basically the bloke has offered her the job, and she said, you offered it me and I want my job and all that. And then she said she's got this new sort of like gown thing on now to for the working job, her new apron. Then we've got a Whitney and Tiffany sitting down with each other and having a heart-to-heart with each other, talk. To see if it was positive. See if her pregnancy test is positive. Then Ben's trying to leave, trying to get up, and he's got a smile on his face. And Karen Taylor's just said, oh, I want my job back, and he said, well, I didn't even give it you in the first place. And now she's saying something about telling him to go back to his country or something to Mr. Masood because he wants the job as well. And they're kind of sort of like trying to throw things at each other. And trying to bring the Brexit into it as well. Trying to say he's trying to take all their jobs and stuff. I mean, there's, some of the stuff they do go beyond the lines and all that, I tell you, in Eastenders. But then you got to know how far the lines do get drawn in TV soaps, because EastEnders is a British BBC TV soap series, and it's been going for years. They've had a lot of like racist slurs back since 1985, when you used to have like Nick Cotton and stuff. Used a lot of the actual racist stuff, but I think they've kind of not really still toned it down a little bit. Now we've got back to Whitney again, buying a pregnancy test in the shop for a second one to make sure it was positive, because she said it's always sometimes not positive in a way. You always need a second one just in case the first one was like negative or something. I got Honey in the shop with her and stuff. I know Tiffany's looking a bit embarrassed. Because they're saying about her being a teenager and her being pregnant. Most young girls like her like saying about being pregnant. And then it goes back to Ben now sitting in the chair at the docking area, where the docking station is, where the boats come in, or the boat area I should say. And he's sitting there, got his phone up of him and Jay, a picture of him and Jay on the phone, and him and his mum and stuff, smiling at each other. And now he's watching a video with him, Jay and Abby and all of that, which is actually Max's daughter. So he's kind of feeling sort of like what he's doing, kind of feeling sad and all of that. He's got that sort of like the sadness in his eyes, whether he's making the right choice of leaving. Then we've got Ian seeing the uncle of Mr. Masood's uncle, trying to say if he can offer him a job and stuff, but he said he's a bit, not him, the uncle, but he's trying to offer Mr. Masood a job. He said he's never heard of him being the business of the year and stuff. Said no, wife. I know he's taken all the Christmas trees off him. He says, I'll call the council, he said, to get rid of them all, the trees. And now the uncle's saying, very impressive. Now we got back with Ben on the boat. Now he's on the boat, he's smiling because he thinks he's got away now. He thinks he's got away from Mel. Or has he? So as it's continuing, he's looking at his phone. Oh, it's his dad on the phone, on his mobile phone. Now he's turning him off He's thinking about it, and he switched him off, and now he's throwing the phone into the water on the boat. And now Mel's turned up, and she said, I hope you've insured your phone and stuff. Now we've got Mr. Masood on the floor with Karen Taylor, and they've got to basically try and fight it out to try and get the job at the Laundrette. So they're kind of talking to each other, and they've got to try and work together, and whoever wins at the end of the day or ends up behaving really good gets the job. And this is 12 minutes into it as well. Oh, now they've got some bleach or something. If they're having a little bit of a tough, like a tug in it. Both of them having a fight over it. By the looks of it, it's bleach or some sort, or some liquid. And they're in the bloke's office. And they've just dropped all the oil or bleach all over his paperwork. And now he's coming now, and they're blaming each other, saying, oh, it's him and it's her and all of that. Alright, so he's took the money, basically. Now it's back to Ben now. So he's took the money. Now Mel wants to know if Phil was involved with the heist. And now she's trying to say she's there to help him and stuff. Like, she said, you may not think it right now, but I'm here to help. But what's her agenda? Why is she back all of a sudden? And what's her connections with Aiden and Aiden's Maguire's either girlfriend, sister or something? I don't know who she's connected with at the moment. What her sort of connections with him. So basically, whatever he's got the money or the suitcase and he's leaving, he's saying it's nothing to do with him, and it's certainly anything to do with her either, whatever the situation's all about. But I think it's all kind of entwined with each other. Oh no, she put her hand on him and stuff, and he said, she put her hand on her to stop him because she wants the money, and now he's walked off. And when she put her hand on him, he said to leave him alone. So he's taken the money, and then he's just gone off now. So now we're back to Mr. Masood now, just sitting on a bench, and Whitney's turned up. And saying it's everyone's, Whitney is actually saying to Mr. Masood, it's every kid's dream to live in an ice cream truck, and that he'll get back on his feet and all that. But he's saying that he's blew his opportunity to work in there, to work in the Laundrette. And yeah, I don't think he's going to get back on his feet. Now they're having a little laugh. And she says she couldn't think of him working in a Laundrette. Now he's making a sort of a funny joke of it. And because he's a Muslim, she said, well, she's told him, why don't you work in a pub and stuff, she said, and have my job and stuff. But he said because he's a Muslim, he's not allowed to work in there and stuff. But because in a couple of the scenes, a few years going back, he used to have a gambling sort of, I think he had like gambling problems, and then he had like drinking problems as well. He drunk booze and stuff in there. So they've kind of done more controversial stuff in EastEnders. Now Mel's turned up now. It's back on to Mel now. Oh, Mel Owen. And she's turned up with Ben, Ben's sitting on a chair at the moment, Ben Mitchell. And he's sitting on the boat, on the chair. Looks like a cafeteria or bar area. And she's bought him a pint. And she's asked him if... Well, actually, she hasn't told him that she's bought it for him. But she's turned up. And she said, "Oh, could I sit there on the chair? Is there anyone sitting there?" And then he's telling her, "Oh, do what you want and stuff." And now she's actually replying to him, saying, "Oh, you do actually sound like your father too." So she's put the pint there right next to him on the table, and she's got a wine by the looks of it, or a Chardonnay. And now she's wondering what he's going to do when he gets to Calais, because he's supposed to be going to Calais. Has he actually figured out what he's going to do when he gets there? Trying to get away from all the people that did his head in and all that. And the people that disgraced him and all that. Trying to say everyone who actually doubted him as well. And did him wrong. And now he's upped and left. And now he's going to start all over again. And he wants to try and start afresh, technically. That's what she's trying to get at him. Saying that he's going to be looking over his shoulder for the rest of his life. That where he's got to now. And is it worth it? And she says she knows enough that he cannot outrun himself. So now she's trying to tell him to go back home with his friends and his family and his life. And he's wondering why she cares about him so much. But she says she don't. And she says she's not doing it for him. And now she wants him to give her the bag. Now it's back to Karen Taylor. Sitting on a bench by the looks of it, or is she standing up? Oh no, she's sitting on one of these sort of lamppost sort of chairs. Looks original, like the old chippy sort of place. And she's a bit fed up, so she to take her apron off her. Now we've got Tiffany moaning at Bex, something about something that was going on. Apparently Whitney's turned up, she's lost her purse. She put it in her bag and now it's disappeared. Don't tell me, Tiffany's at it. Alright, let's have a look. And she's supposed to be booking a train ticket to leave. Oh, and now we've got Martin said to use his card. And apparently he's wearing some pink gloves as well, so while he's tidying up the kitchen. Oh, now she's saying that she's not feeling well, Tiffany. So she's kind of like making Whitney think now that she's pregnant. But is she pregnant? Or is there more going on than what is being said? Now Whitney at the moment, she's just found a purse. and an umbrella on the floor. And she looks a bit crossed actually. Now we have Mel and Ben back on the boat still. Back to the scene again. Trying to say about his dad was never caught at all about him being gay and stuff. And he said that he's always been like that. And then he said he's always got Jay. He said the perfect son that he's always wanted. And he said him and Jay are like brothers. He said his best mate. He said more like a brother and stuff. He says sometimes he thinks that Phil loves Jay more than himself, than Ben. And now Mel thinks it was all Phil's idea to do with the heist in the first place. And now Ben said, oh, him and his posse and stuff did the heist and all that. It was all to do with Phil and his posse. And he said he's not going to be ratting out on his own dad. And as she said, oh, you stole his money. And he said he's took what he deserved and all that from the start. And she said if he gets off the boat, he'll be dead within a week. Now, Whitney is she's confronting her sister. Because they're sisters. Whitney and Tiffany. And she said she wants to know the reason why they're doing it for. Alright, now Mr. Masood's back to see Karen Taylor and saying that he's got her job back. And that the bloke who's employed her is she said like sort of a funny name sort of thing, and he said that's not his actual real name. That because his real name I think is Papadopoulos or something. Oh, and now she's offered him a bacon butty, and he goes, I'm a Muslim, because they're not supposed to eat pork. And then she said, oh, I can always take the bacon rind off. And I'm thinking, it's still the same, still bacon. Oh, it's back to Ben now, and she's saying, Mel's saying that if he makes it back through to customs, it's his funeral technically. And he said he remembers his dad talking about Mel. She's unhinged. And he said, you're right, his dad was right. She is unhinged. Now she's on her phone, or getting her phone out I should say. And saying on the phone, he's all yours. Unless it's actually Phil who she's talking to, but I wouldn't think, it doesn't sound sort of in that sort of category. Now we've got Mr. Masood, so desperate that he's gone to the pub because he wants a job. And Shirley Carter's there and she's just ignoring him. He wants to speak to the organ grinder, the actual main boss, which would be Linda Carter. Alright. So now it goes into Karen Taylor trying to get her job. saying that Mr. Masood's got it back for him, and she says she'd be the best like worker ever. And she wants to thank him, and she's hoping that she's got the job this time. And apparently Mr. Masood's explained her condition, and it said that she should be thanking the recruitment station services. And apparently her job's starting tomorrow. Now we've got old Ben being called by the security guards or to do a check, so that they want to check his bag to see if there's anything in it. Now they're cutting open because they could think there's drugs or something in that. Now they've just checked in there, and there's papers in there, newspapers, says Walford Gazette on it. And Ben's looking really shocked because he was wondering where all the money's gone. So basically someone's actually did a switcheroo on him and actually has messed him over on the papers to do with the money. They've replaced it, and he's like, oh, he's looking a bit strange now, like he's just been done over. Then we've got Bianca talking on the phone, supposed to be to Martin. Saying about oh, it's not been speaking to her really. She's been lying. She's been Tiffany's been pretending to be Bianca on the phone, and she's just got caught in the kitchen trying to make a phone call to Martin on the phone, and she wants to know why her problem is, why she's lying and all that, and all the panic attacks and all that. She's saying she's lying about that as well. Oh, so Whitney now trying to drag her out now. Trying to put, she says she wants to put her back on the train. But she looks really hysterical as well, like she's petrified that she don't want to leave. And she's saying it's about their mum. Oh, Bianca. Apparently she tried to kill herself or something. Then it's back to Ben now, in the scenes. So he's walking up the stairs on one of his escalators, and he's just checked his pocket to see if he had the money in there. Apparently he's got 10 grand in his pocket, or a certain amount of money at least. So he looks so pleased actually, so he don't really care because he's got money. Now he's up the stairs, and there's a little cut scene, sort of scene there, where the Maguire woman is there, so she's looking at Ben. So yeah, she just looked at Ben, and he's basically just walked off, and then it finished off there. And then she just looked, so she actually saw Ben. So obviously she's after him for that episode. Anyway, guys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this episode for Eastenders for the 12th of January. So that finishes this episode off. I've been doing this for 34 minutes already in 21 seconds. And if you enjoy these videos, do like, favourite, share, comment, subscribe. Hopefully I'll put a lot of content of explanation in there of each of the scenes. And let us know in the comments below what your favourite episodes have been so far in Eastenders, either past tense, like in the past, or the recent episodes up to 2018 so far. Anyway, guys and girls, cheers for watching. You've been a good audience. Cheers for watching. Catch you all later. Stay safe and take care, guys and girls.